Hello and welcome to Global English Academy Bangalore. My name is Yusuf and today I am talking to you through this videotape, and the topic for today's discussion is about the present simple tense. Present simple tense is the most popular one, which we use regularly in our day-to-day activities, and we sometimes confuse it with other tenses in English. So for understanding the present simple tense, you will be able to describe your routine, your habits, your permanent states, and at the same time your schedules and timetables. Also, you will be able to understand, communicating the general truth, and that's the natural phenomena, all right? Okay, so the present simple tense is widely used, all right, when people talk about themselves, when they write something about themselves, at the same time when they describe, some situations which are permanent situations. So for understanding it further, let's go down to make it, clear for us, the areas where we might be getting it confused, all right? So now I'm taking you here to the uses first. Uses is important because with uses you will be able to know the situation and know the right place where you can apply the present simple tense. Okay, now you can see here in this picture there is a woman getting on onto the bus, and she may be going to her job, for example, and in that way she uses this bus every day, right? Okay, so that means repeated action. When we repeat actions, when we describe repeated action, the actions which we do regularly, it happens every day, for example, they're repeated. So we use the present simple tense there, right? The present simple tense you can identify by, the subject first, and then you put the verb, all right? With the verb you put s or es with he, she, it, and then you put, the rest of the sentence. So in this case, she goes to work by bus. She goes to work by bus, and that's a regular activity. That's the repeated action. All right. So for any repeated actions you will be describing, you will be using the present simple tense. Similarly, if you see here, we also communicate our habits and routines to people, right? By using the present simple tense. Okay, in this case here, these people, the couple, or maybe friends, they usually go shopping on Saturday, right? So I'm using here go. I'm not using here well or going or any other word. I'm using the first form of the verb, right, with they, all right? If I put she, okay, then I will put here is s or es, like in the same way here, right? We will come to the form later, but first you have to know the highlighted places where we will use the present simple tense, like for example the repeated action and the habits and routines, everyday activities, your routine you do, all right? So every Saturday something happens, and that's go shopping, and they usually go shopping on Saturday. That's the routine, right? The habits, also some permanent states, permanent action which don't change. You use here the present simple tense. All right, the next you see here, that's the permanent states. The permanent states means where, for example, your residence, your permanent living conditions, you can describe by using the present simple tense. Now here you can see Mary in the picture, and Mary is at the reception. The reception is asking about the address, and she says Mary lives in London. She works at a bank, okay? She works at a bank. Also, you can see here the general truths, okay, or laws of nature. Laws of nature you can describe by using the present simple tense, and there are so many, laws. You can, for example, you say in science that water boils at 100 degree centigrade, okay? In this case here, the sun rises in the east, okay? So these are some of the important information which I wanted to give you. Further to other information, 3, 4, oh yeah, there are lots of information coming in about using the present simple tense. Like for example here, the timetables. When you talk about the timetables, they are fixed activities. They are not temporary, they are permanent, they're not changed. So in that case, you will be using the present simple tense. Like for example here in this case, the plane from Moscow arrives at 6:30. And also sports commentaries, okay? When you watch sports news, you can see lots of present simple is used here. In this case, for example, here, you can see the, in the sports activities of the players, you can see them that they are involved in kind of actions. But at the same time, when you describe them, when you comment on it, so what you will be doing it, you will be describing it in the present simple tense, okay? Like, for example, he kicks the ball and passes it to, all right? Also, the present simple tense is used for reviews. If you want to review any kind of movie or films or, books kind of things. So in that case, you'll be describing it. Brad Pitt, for example, acts superbly in this film. All right? Similarly, yes, very good. Nice area where you just tell the stories, all right? Or narrations, for example. You also use the present simple tense. For example, here, the prince asks her to follow. Okay, to follow him. So this is, a kind of a scene from a story, right? These are some of the areas where you will use the present simple tense, and I'm also highlighting some time expressions here. The time expressions will enable you to know exactly what, the present simple, where the present simple can be used. You can identify the present simple, from the rest of the tenses. So for you, understanding the time expressions will help you, right? For example, you see lots of these adverbs, right? Adverbs of frequency. You can say always, usually, on Mondays, Tuesdays, in the morning, afternoon, evening, every day, week, at night, the weekend, all right? So these are some of the good areas where you will be able to understand that the present simple is in operation, okay? All right, now let me take you up to the form of the present simple tense. The present simple tense has got 3 areas, you can see here, the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative, all right? In the affirmative, you will use I, and then the first form of the verb, right? And then you put there he, she, it, and then the first form of the verb, but you add S here. We, you, they, and then you put here the first form of the verb with no S or ES, all right? If it is negative, you're giving some, negative information using the word no. So in that case, you say, I don't run, all right? In that case, you put don't with the plural subject like I, and we, you, they, you would put there don't. With he, she, it, you put doesn't, okay? And when you put doesn't, you don't have to add any S or ES. The interrogative, that's the question when you make question, maybe inquiry questions, all right, yes, no questions or WH questions. So what you're going to do is to put the do part, to start the question with do, or maybe with WH questions with the why, where, how. And when you see I, it will start with do, right? And when you see he, she, it, it will start with does. And when you see we, you, they, it will start with do, right? The simple answer to these questions, the yes, no questions, will be yes, I do, no, I don't. Yes, he, she, it does. No, he, she, it doesn't. Yes, we, you, they do. No, we, you, they don't. All right? Okay, this is the simple format for the present simple tense. Now I'm taking you here to the spelling, and then I will be taking you down to the pronunciation, okay? The 2 areas. Spelling, that means the third person singular. Most verbs will take S in the third person singular. The third person is he, she, it, okay? And the first one is I, we, all right? The second one is you, okay? And the plural of the third person singular, the third person plural will be they, and all right, they, for example, all right, that's the plural. But we are talking here about the third person singular. That's he, she, it, and we put S with the verb, right? Verbs ending in double S, SH, CH, or X, or O, it would take ES. For example, in this case, kiss, and then here is kisses, all right? Here in this case, it's I fish and then he fishes. Okay, es will be added. And you can read it for yourself. Matches with he. Go with goes. Okay. Verbs ending in a consonant plus y, drop the y and take ies. For example, r is consonant, and after that you have y. So in that case, you will put you will drop this y to change it to ies. That means tries. Okay. Similarly, if there is y, but before y you have the vowel sound, so in that case you will put just s. Okay. Now let me take you to the pronunciation. That's the last part of it. Okay. In the pronunciation, you'll put s or es in the third person singular, and that will be pronounced in a different way. For example, is, it will be pronounced, and that will be pronounced z, and that will be pronounced z. Okay, is z. All right. Now, verbs ending with f or k or p sounds or t sounds, it will take s, and that will become s sound. Verbs that ending in like s sound, sh sound, ch sound, j sound, z sounds, that will be taking is. Okay, like catches is. Okay, this will be pronounced as is. All right, and z in verbs ending in all other sounds. All other sounds will be taking the s will be sounded like z sound. Okay. All right, so this was some of the information which I wanted to share with you about this simple present tense. All right, the rest we will be making videos like that, and that will be helping you to enable you to speak, to communicate clearly, appropriately, and accurately in your spoken as well as in your written English. Thank you very much.